Hi, I'm Melody.
I'm Candi.
And I'm Gabe.
And you're listening to
Quirks.
Bumps.
and Bruises.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about something. I'm not sure. It's not inappropriate by any means, but it's something like people don't want to talk a lot
Taboo.
about. A little bit. And it's the topic of plastic surgery. Everybody says,
Which is so funny
What?
you're bringing this up because you're so young.
okay, yeah.
Why you're even thinking of this at this point in your life, I don't get.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm not really like considering it only because
Yes, you are.
it's very expensive. If somebody came to me and said,
If it was more affordable, what would your...
yeah, I mean, if somebody
Action
said
step
to me, you could get one thing repaired that you are not big on, and I will completely pay for it, would you do it? Yeah.
And what would that be for you?
I would have to think long and hard about that, but probably my nose. I have a little hump. No, it's just always bothered me. I have this little hump, and I was hit with a combination lock when I was little. Like when I was young at school, somebody was throwing a combination lock, playing around.
Like a padlock?
Yeah,
Like a locker.
like a locker
Yeah.
combination lock, and
Those are heavy.
hit me in the nose.
Yeah.
And
The swelling
if I-
never went down?
Let me turn to the side. Can you see it? A little hump. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really probably just like a bone in there that broke and that needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I would do that. If somebody paid for that. But I grew up in a very strict church. Very, don't do things like that. It's of the devil if you change your appearance. God made you just the way you are. And I'm like, you know what, Pastor? Yes, you're right.
Yes, he did.
But does your wife wear makeup? Does your wife brush her teeth? Take care of herself?
Get her hair colored.
Does she use retinol products?
That's a whole nother discussion.
So,
You didn't really say that. You just thought that.
no, but I
This is
wish
her
I would
thought
have.
bubble.
These
Yeah,
were my
okay.
thought bubble. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not disrespectful or anything, but like I was like, well, you take care of yourself. And I mean, if you had, a horrible bump on your face, you're going to want that, just taken off, or just,
So
use some little acne medicine, just take care of it. Or if your wife, everybody's got some problems everywhere, bags under the eyes and all that. I'm going to use under eye
I'm glad
cream.
I don't have bags under my eyes.
But I mean, it is
We're
like that.
perfectly
Hashtag size
imperfect.
of Texas.
And this can go back even to where, women shouldn't adorn themselves with jewelry, or, there are places in the Bible that mention that.
We're not supposed to be talking either, are we?
I know, right?
I guess we better
In
end this
church.
podcast.
Yeah.
Have fun, Gabe.
But it is. You can take everything to the extreme.
So you were seeing that as a double standard.
Yes.
Of don't modify your body, but
Right.
makeup was acceptable, or
That's right.
skincare products
Could
to
wear
take care of
lipstick,
wrinkles would be
skincare
okay.
products. Yes.
So you saw that as a double standard growing up.
Yes.
Okay, I got
Because
you.
you're still altering your appearance.
Yes. And so many people think.
Because we all know what we look like without makeup.
Exactly. Like, I don't wake up.
That's what I look like.
Right. You put
I
some
didn't
stuff
shave
on
today, though.
to look presentable.
Should have shaved.
Me either. I didn't either. I forgot. But it is like just people get so worked up. Like if I were to say, Jacob, my husband, I would like to have some plastic surgery, he would be like, what? No. Are you serious? You're kidding,
Because
right?
he loves you the way you are.
Well, yeah. But he would like me with a better nose too. Like
When he rolls
Either
over in the
way.
mornings, he wants to recognize the person laying beside
Yeah.
of him.
Yes.
and I grew. Let me just say, I knew a girl who, really sweet girl, and she had something that she just did not like about herself in any way, shape, or form. As she got older, she changed it with plastic surgery. And I will tell you, this wasn't a vanity like, I want to be the most beautiful person in the world. This was I'm unhappy with this thing, and I would like it to be changed. Is it possible? It was possible. She got it changed. A lot of people gave her a lot of flack because she did that. Well, God made
they
you
just
like
jealous.
that. Well, and it is. And I'm like, why? How can you tell her that that's not okay? And you use serums and all kinds of eyeliners and all kinds of lipsticks like that. I've never understood that. So I would like to know what y'all think about that.
Well, I can see where you have the opinion of it being a double standard because let's
Yeah.
just take hair color for an example.
Mm-hmm.
If you color your hair, like if you want to take the take of God made you this way, God made you with brown hair, but you want to
Right.
be blonde.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a less extreme
Yes.
of going under surgery, and it's way more affordable. But I can see where that would be the same category
Yeah.
of you're altering your appearance for it to be what you want it to be.
To look better.
So where's the line of acceptable, unacceptable? Is there a line?
Yeah.
There might not even be a line. It might just be complete personal preference.
And I'm not going to get in the weeds with
I know.
this, but I am going to hunker down here for a second.
Uh-oh.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with it if you want to get yourself.
Right.
I don't. Would I do it? No. Y'all just going to have to watch me get wrinkles.
Why wouldn't you do it?
I just don't. First, I don't want to
It's
have
unfolding
surgery.
before our eyes.
Yeah, y'all gonna see some things happening within the next years. You know, being my age compared to your age. But I would just rather, personally for me, I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody who wants to do whatever they want to do. But personally for me, I would rather just age gracefully,
Naturally.
the way God made me. That's me. But I'm trying to kind of get in my head those that choose to get, and I'm not being judgmental here, I'm just trying to make a point. Those that choose to get tattoos, that is also altering your appearance of how God originally made you. So would surgery be altering the appearance of how God really made you? So do you feel like there's any difference with that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I see your point. I've never thought about it that way.
And I'm not saying either is wrong.
No.
But I'm just saying
It
it's
changes
kind of,
how you were
it
made.
changes how you look.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, but then so does jewelry and
lipstick.
lipstick and even the clothes that we wear. Or for those of us who could shed a few pounds. Like, God
Stop
didn't
talking
make me
about
this
me.
way.
There's always that.
There is, and I think, well, that's taking care of your body. If you're trying to eat better and do, those are
Right.
different. But are they really
Yeah.
different? And I know the whole vanity thing, like, I think most people you see a lot of celebrities who have gotten so much work done and who started so early when they were already beautiful people and they didn't need that done or they didn't need, so I think it's
Well, you
it's just a
always see
difficult-
yourself differently than other people see you.
Yeah.
And it's
And that's
always
true.
worse.
That's true for y'all.
It's
That's true
always
for
worse
dudes.
than other people see.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's true for women, for dudes, everyone. You always see yourself differently. I have a friend who is just always talking about how big he was and overweight and stuff. And
And when you look at him, you don't ever even think that.
I mean, he wasn't the most athletically fit, buff person in the world, but just normal.
He
Just
wasn't what he
completely
thought he
normal.
was.
But I think the same thing because, like, I know how I feel all the time where I can tell when my shirt or my pants are a little bit tighter. But honestly, I think typically I just look kind of normal.
Yeah.
But you always feel like, man, I feel like a big blob, you know?
Yeah.
But honestly, you don't really look that bad. But I will be honest, just so I'm not a hypocrite in the room, I will tell you, if someone handed me a blank check and said, do something if you want it, here it is, I would consider a nose job.
Really?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I feel ridiculous saying that, but that's just something all dudes in my family, we have large noses. I would have, now that might not be something other people see, but when I look in the mirror, I see that. I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind changing that.
You're
I'll
not
make that a
so
little different.
obsessed with it that you're saving every penny you can to do it. But
Oh,
if
I
somebody
have
gave
zero plans of doing anything
Yeah.
about it.
only if somebody pays for
But
it.
if I had the blank check, and it's the same thing, like I'm not against tattoos. I have no problem with
Right.
them.
Yeah.
But I'm most likely never going to get one. Number one, I just don't know what I would permanently want on my body. And number two, I think I'm just too cheap. Those things are expensive.
And
If you want a good one,
really,
they are expensive. And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
They
I'm not paying a
are.
house payment to get that
No.
done. I
and
won't.
I kind of don't like pain.
Well, there's that.
You know,
There's
that's-
that.
There's that. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd rather go without the pain.
Yeah, there you go.
Candy, you would definitely get surgery.
Yeah, or like Botox
If you
or
had the
anything.
chance.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not planning it,
I know,
but
but I really like seeing your forehead move when you talk to me.
I mean, how nice would it be if like nothing moved at all when I talk to you?
I wouldn't know if you were surprised or angry or
I know.
sad
It's
with
beautiful.
You're always the same. People would be going, Candy's so sweet. She's always the same. I know.
always mellow.
She has no emotion whatsoever. And Gay, and you would do it too. You would get surgery if given the opportunity and it was paid for.
I would consider it, but then you always run that risk of, okay, so we can go real far with this. Do they have reviews on these people? Like, can you read
Yeah,
like, reviews?
probably.
Because, like, have you seen the TV show Botched? Have you seen, like, people go in and they pay these thousands of dollars to have something done, and they come out and they are
Botched.
it's appropriately
They're
named.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, you can come out looking just totally unnatural, very obvious. And then I'm sure there's some people that have had it done that you would never know a thing in the world. But, I mean, you could nitpick everything.
Yeah.
Like, if I move my head just right, I got about 14 pins. So, I mean, you could do
They
a
can
whole,
take care of that.
Yeah, I just read this morning.
You
can
could do
get
a
that
neck.
taken care of.
Yeah, you could bring your neck up.
And it's non-surgical.
And when I
Oh.
smile real big, I have a pirate eye. Like
Oh.
this eye squints more. So you could nitpick all kinds of stuff about yourself you want to change.
Oh, you could
Open
all
up
day
this
long,
eye more, bring the
everybody.
chin in, bring the nose down. I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah.
look like this, y'all.
And that's an obsession.
I know yesterday somebody was talking about, was it you? You said, I just would like to get, or Shelley that
Yeah.
we know, she said, I'd like to get my eyes kind of,
Oh,
and
look
she took her hands and she
Look
pulled her
at me
eyes
right
back.
now.
Well, I was like, well, for me, y'all, I'd have to do all my fingers.
Your whole face.
Like, I'd have to pull everything back and tie it with a bow. But I think it's an age thing for me. Now that I'm the age that I am, I'm like, what would be the purpose now?
You just don't even care.
And for you guys, though, you've grown up in the age of social media where everybody looks
photos.
perfect. Now, let me tell y'all something. Let me just say, and we've done it too because we've had professional shots done because
Oh, yeah.
It's the logo
media
for this
stuff. We
podcast.
have to
Take out
get
the-
things.
Yeah,
And
we don't look like that.
The
No.
photos of this podcast.
No,
That's what
I
we're-
spoke once at a
Yeah.
women's conference, and I said, "There's my." I had my professional shot put up on the big screen. I said, "That's me." In case y'all don't know,
Oh, that's
because
funny.
this is what I really look like. And I was talking to a group of young girls. I said,
Oh,
"This
yeah.
is this is what they made me look like. This is what I look like," and I'm so sorry.
No.
But you guys have grown up in an age of social media where everybody makes everything be perfect,
And it's not.
and it's not true.
No, and I know that, and I'm in no way saying, "Hey, go get plastic surgery, make yourself look better." In no way, shape, or form. But just that topic of, would you do it? And just growing up in what I grew up in, at churches, and that you don't do that. That's just unacceptable, and you shouldn't do that.
But it blows me away because you are a beautiful.
Oh,
I mean, just beautiful.
Melody,
You
thank
gave not
for
so
that.
much. Candy is,
Get your nose
Well.
done, is what she's saying.
I can fix that with a blank check.
and so that you would want to change your face just blows me away.
Oh well, thank you for saying that.
I'm not just saying it. I believe that. And so it is definitely a situation where it's very much a personal choice. And I do not judge what
No
anybody
way.
decides to do to make themselves look the way that they feel beautiful.
Yes.
I'm just saying, don't believe social media because what you see is not what reality is.
It's not.
That's true.
I have seen some pictures recently of some people that I know, and I'm like, because you can get those filters that take away all blemishes,
All
that make you
wrinkles.
look 20 years younger.
Oh yeah.
It fixes any hair imperfections. And I don't want to I like to, like Josh is in here now. Josh is our social media listener engagement person who works here. And I'm like, you got that light?
Oh, yeah.
There's like lights that make you look a little younger. Because
Everybody who wouldn't take that?
Yeah. Everybody wants something to make you look a little better.
Yeah.
All of us do. But just be careful about going. Sometimes I think those things can become almost.
They do. Addictive. They
yeah.
do. I have friends who have, every time you see them come in town, they've got a new tattoo. And I'm like, what? A new one? You just got like 7 last week.
Or new
So,
surgeries. I know of
yes.
someone, y'all do too, that we think is addicted to plastic surgery. And I just the whole face has changed. They are not at all who they were to begin with, and so I think it just can be. You gotta tread lightly, I think. On
And that is not what is important. It's really not. We all know that, and we all look at Facebook. We all look at Instagram, and we know she don't look like that. He don't look like that. But y'all, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I had.
And you just want to feel good.
You
just want
do.
to.
Well, we live in a world of comparison now.
We do.
We are always comparing.
Unfortunately.
Why can't I have this? And why does my family not look like this? And why does my nose not look like that?
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
It is.
Let me share with you something that my pastor said several years ago. It's one of those one-liners that has stuck with me through the years because you mentioned comparison. And we do live in a society, in a world of total comparison because you do see on social media and you see the car that's driving in the neighborhood and you haven't recognized that, or the person shares the picture of the fancy new house they just got and all this. But here's what he said. When you compare, you always lose.
Always.
You always lose because you have one of two outcomes when you compare. You can either see that you are better, which leads to arrogance, which is sin, or you see that you are less than, which leads to envy, which is sin. You will never compare and be like, oh, yeah, we're the same. Oh, yeah, we're right there.
That is really good.
If
That
you
is.
compare, you will be one of two extremes, envious or get the arrogance. So you're never going to win when
Don't
you compare.
compare.
You never will. They
And
both
both of those are
outcomes lead
built
to
on
sin.
pride,
Oh, absolutely.
which is to me
absolutely.
that's
will
the
not win.
umbrella of sin under all sin is that pride. And we've all done it.
Yeah.
Let's just face it.
Oh, absolutely. It's
yeah.
natural.
It
It is
is.
only natural.
We are sinners.
Yes.
Well, I'm thankful that you two love me because I have large bags under my eyes,
We do.
which comes from 15 years of getting up at
You
4
earned them
a.m.
suckers.
Huh?
You earned them suckers.
Your
I
trophies.
did.
You did.
Yes. And you love me with my gray hair, which you two caused also. And I love you for your bump on your nose.
Thank you.
And I love you for what you say is your dude nose that goes in your family.
And my pirate eye.
Don't forget his
No.
chins.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, and
All
your
my
double
chins.
chin.
Don't
Talking
forget
about
all my
his chins,
chins.
too. Don't forget.
All of
them. And
We all got them.
yes, we've all got it. So we'll just live life the way that we feel God wants us to live, hopefully.
right.
And just bathe it all in prayer. Just bathe it all in prayer first.
Thanks for listening to the Quirks, Bumps, and Bruises podcast with Melody, Candi, and Gabe. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. You can learn more at joyfm.org.